Hey everybody, it is Eddie here from Dilleen Property, and today we're talking about should you do either a 10% deposit or should you do a 20% deposit when purchasing an investment property? And it's a very open-ended question. It really comes down to your personal circumstances, where you're at the moment, what your goals are, and what you're trying to achieve with purchasing that property. For me, I've done 10% deposits, I've done 20% deposits. Those are basically the two. I've tried to do 5% and all of that kind of stuff, but mainly I've just done 10% deposits and 20% deposits, about half and half. So the ins and outs, if I was starting all over again, say, you're a young person and you're saving for your first, it really depends on, that's where it comes down, it really depends on your personal position. If you're a young person and you're saving to get your first property, if I was starting all over again and saving from scratch, I'd definitely do a 10% deposit and pay the lender's mortgage insurance. Because, from my mindset, if I was starting again, say I was saving to get, 30,000, 40,000, depending what property purchase price I'm going for, but it's going to take you a lot longer to save for a 20% deposit, and in that time the market could have moved. So, if you get in as soon as you can, hold the property for longer, you might be able to catch that growth, provided what market you're actually buying in. So there's no right or wrong with, if you do a 10% deposit or under 20%, you're going to pay lender's mortgage insurance, which we covered what that is and the ins and outs of it in another video. But it really depends on your position. If you've got if maybe you have a property already and you've got equity within that property, and you've got a good chunk of equity that you can go buy 1 or 2 or 3 properties with 20% deposits, then that might work for you. But if you've got lower amount of equity or lower amount of savings and you're just trying to get your first 1 or 2 properties, if I was starting again, I'd probably be more likely to do 10% deposits for my first 1 or 2, and then after that start doing 20% deposits. So, and pay the lender's mortgage insurance. But I guess the reason why that is, what I've learned is that after I bought about 9 properties in my portfolio, or probably even more, probably even less than that, it was probably about 6 or 7 properties. A lot of banks deemed me as high risk because I had so many properties, they wouldn't actually, a lot of them said you can only do 20% deposits, or they'll cap you at 80% lends. Because the more properties you get as you grow your portfolio, basically the higher risk you are to the bank, or depending what bank or lender you're going with. So you pretty much better, wouldn't say better, but you pretty much, for me, looking back now, I would have done 10% deposits for my first few properties and then do 20% deposits later. Because if you do 20% from the get-go and you build your portfolio up, say 6, 7, 8 properties, and after that you want to do a 10%, you're not going to be able to because you're deemed as high risk. So, from my opinion, if I was to start again, I'd go 10% on the first 1 or 2 properties and then start doing 20%, depending on what income and position and capital and all that kind of stuff I was in. So that's just my thoughts, and that's if I knew what I knew now, starting all over again, I'd probably have 25, 30 properties. But here I am at 13 properties at 26 years old. I know for a fact if I knew that starting out, I could have had a lot more properties right now and more millions and millions of dollars worth more in property. So I guess this video is here to just explain a little bit about my mindset about purchasing them. Once again, it's always not financial advice, but I hope you find a little bit of it, find it helpful, and it helps you not get stuck. It helps you be able to get started in property quicker and get to where you want to be quicker. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next video. Bye.